hottest station is now live for your enjoyment with host iamBranded.
My man, brought to you by BubbaStyle.net. Mykelti Williamson. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, man? How are you, sir?
Man, I'm beautiful, man. I'm beautiful, and when it comes to you, man, like I said, I've checked out a lot of your work, and I gotta tell you, man, hats off to you, cause when it comes to being an actor and a director and just doing a lot of things and accomplishments go few and far between. I mean, you've got to be one of those dudes that I not just me, but a lot of people out there got to take and respect and appreciate the craft that you're building, molding and shape for yourself, man. So hats off to you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that, man. And before we get any deeper, I just want to say congratulations to you for your endeavor, along with your partners, of making 5 years of great radio, come to life, man. That's quite an accomplishment yourself. So my hat is off to you, brother.
Man, that means a lot coming from you, and I'm always going to take that with a humble heart and appreciative at the same time. So I thank you and I appreciate it. So what's up with Mr. Williamson, man? How's life?
You know what? Life is good, man. I'm on the road all the time, making things happen. I'm actually calling you from Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Okay.
And I'm here actually building some special effects for supervising the building of some special effects for a project I've been asked to direct called The Cool and the Creepy. Mm-hmm. So, we have a cane that's going to spit snake venom, and so I'm having that built and some other things. But, life is good, man. It's a rodeo. You just try to stay in the saddle as long as you can, my brother.
That's
you know
right.
What I mean? If you get thrown off, get back on,
Wait,
like
so you
that.
mean to tell me that not only are you an actor, a director, I mean, you've done a whole lot, but you're actually building props and doing, different kinds of studio effects for, said projects going on and stuff like that too?
Well, absolutely. I'm an actor, but between acting jobs for years, I did contracting work. Bathroom, kitchens, and
Okay.
bathrooms and kitchens and tile and building decks and installing sprinkler systems and stuff. And it was all to you do what you got to do and make an honest living, so you don't have to look over your shoulder thinking somebody's going to slap handcuffs on you. I mean,
That's
you don't
right.
play the game. You don't play the game like that.
That's right.
That's keeping it real, man. There's a lot of cats that are cheating themselves and their families because, it's all about the hustle. That's real.
Right.
But if you know the law is going to lock you down and your family's going to suffer, then that ain't the hustle, man.
I heard that.
That's fool's gold. So, and I don't roll like that, man. And I encourage all my brothers to figure it out and stop playing with that fool's gold, man, because these boys, they playing for keeps out here.
So you, I mean, let's keep it real, man. You're never going to be out of work, man. I mean, you doing everything, television and movies and stuff like that, and you can be able to build kitchens and bathrooms and all kinds of stuff, man. You're never gonna stop working, man. You're gonna be working. You're never. I mean, am I lying? Yes, you are. You're gonna be the man. You're gonna be the man just running all kinds of different stuff and for different avenues for a lot of different people, man. That's good when you can put as many hands in as many cookie jars as you possibly can in business and dealing with that, right?
That's real. That's real. My current endeavor outside of entertainment is BubbaStyle.net. I have a seasoning company. I make and blend my own natural spices, which I've been doing for years and cooking for years. And friends and family have finally encouraged me to put it out there so that people can get my spices for themselves, because you've had Cajun style, you've had Southern style, but you've never had Bubba style.
Right.
Once you lay your teeth into some veggies or some any kind of protein that you like, whether it be seafood, chicken, beef, or what have you, and you do it Bubba style with my seasonings on it, man, it'll blow your wig off your head. I mean, it's really.
Man, I had to go onto your website tonight and just take a look at everything. I mean, it hits you too. I mean, your visuals is nice, and like I said, once I get that order in, and get that seasoning over here, then I'm definitely gonna give you that good feedback, man, and let you know what's up.
Well, I appreciate that, and then that's collaboration. I mean, I have an amazing wife who's, even though I'm on the road, she's home running the business, and I'll be back there next week. But then I've got people who help me design and set up the website. A couple of cats at dherbs.com.
Mm-hmm.
They hooked me up and kind of brought me into the whole world of online stores and things like that.
Right.
And then I've got a publicist that's off the hook named Sasha Stoltz, man. And so Sasha's pumping it up and making sure people know that Mykelti's got BubbaStyle.net, and they can actually sink their teeth into some of my tastiness,
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Now, the universe knows you for the role you played, Bubba, on the Oscar-winning movie Forrest Gump.
Yes.
Let me ask you a question about that, because I've always wanted to interview you. So of course this is an honor and a privilege. So one of my main questions, what's many, but the one that I've always had, when you play a role where you're a lot of people can say it's a signature moment in your career. Do you feel like it was that? And if you do, how did it all kind of sink in? Once all the Oscars started going down with Forrest Gump, and just your experience on that particular movie.
I felt like when we were making the film, I felt like I was surrounded by champions. But I'm also one of those cats who stays prayed up. I don't try to take all the credit.
That's
know
right.
what I mean? There's always a higher power throwing blows on my behalf. So a lot of that is the blessing of God, man. And I'm humble enough and honest enough to say so. But I felt really good about the movie before anyone had even seen it, because we had a feeling we'd made something special. I mean, Tommy Hanks, Gary Sinise, Sally Field, Robin Wright, the director Bob Zemeckis. We just thought we were doing really special work and that people would like the movie, but we had no idea that it would translate into every single language. All the countries that we opened the movie in,
Right.
all the laughter was in the same place, and all the tenderness and the tears, they all came for everybody in every country where we opened the movie in exactly the same place. In languages, when I watched the movie in German, the laughter was in the same place, and the tears came in the same. And it blew my mind, man, because
Wow.
we are human beings. We are God's creation, and we're all the same. We just speak a different language, man, but we think, feel, and laugh the same, all
Right.
of us. Yeah. So it was deep. That was profound, and I'm very proud of Forrest Gump. That's one of the top 100 movies ever made on the earth.
That's right.
And I was privileged to be in it, and the director let me create the character and didn't get in my hair, and it worked out. You know what I mean? It doesn't always work out, but it did. So
And I was going to ask you about that. So, so apparently that was a character that you had more of a say in it. It wasn't, okay, well here's this character and we're going to do it this way. You pretty much had a stamp on how you wanted to portray Bubba in that movie, correct?
Absolutely. To Bob Zemeckis' credit, he surrounded himself with people he believed in, and he let everybody in every department do their best work, and that's his brilliance, And so my hat is off to a man like that, who knows how to do his thing, but allow everybody around him to feel comfortable enough to do their thing and make it all work. It was great.
Your resume is pretty thick. I mean, especially with different things that you've done, and you have a role on Limehouse, right? On the FX TV series.
Yes, I'm on this last year. I was on season 3 of Justified, and I'll go back on this season, I believe. But I played this hillbilly gangster by the name of Elston Limehouse, who runs a butcher shop, a smokehouse, a barbecue pit. And when white folks come up in the area acting stupid, they disappear. I mean, I played that brother, and that was fun, man. That was fun,
How has the roles? Because and again, another question I wanted to ask you, as far as in comparison to reality shows versus actually landing real solid roles doing television series. How has that competition with reality shows, quote unquote, and actually landing different television series? Have you been hit more with the bug of you know what, Michael T? I want to see if I can get you to do a reality show as well. Have you been hit with that a lot?
No, I haven't. And right now, reality has actually damaged the careers of several actors that I know, big names that I, out of respect, won't mention to you. But women of color, Latin, Asian, black women, and even non-women of color, they're suffering like you wouldn't believe because of all this reality stuff. You got these shows about different kind of wives and athletes' wives, and then none of them are wives.
Right,
And it's all a lie, you know what I mean? And then, I don't like the trend of reality and how it makes everybody look so foul, but it keeps people glued to the television. And right now, during this time, it's working for the networks, but reality is just, it hasn't been good for actors. And I'm encouraging more and more people to pick a different career and not the career of an actor, because we still have a little ways to go yet before that reality stuff plays out where people don't want to see it. They want to see something else, They want to get back to the real.
And that's been my thing, because to me, I understand if people want to do competitive type of reality shows like Survivor or something like that or whatever, if you want to do that, and if you have a goal to reach and do that, but like you said, the basketball wives and all these other type of wives and stuff like that, it just seems like everyone decides they want to look at a train wreck before they want to actually look at a work of art. Because I feel like as an actor, as a director, an actress, even a musician, you're painting a picture. So if you're painting a picture, it's just like a Picasso piece, but it's done the Mykelti Williamson way.
Right.
And I would rather see and hear certain things in that nature, because to me it is inspiring. I mean, I watched you play the role of Bubba, and that was inspiring. I've watched you on different television series, inspiring, because to me you put your hard work in that craft, just like a lot of other people do. Right. And it's always been one of those things where I still don't get it to this day. A lot of people wish, we need to bring back the real acting and on television shows, but a lot of people still will look at reality TV series. I don't get it.
Well, there's one thing that audiences don't know, and I'll hip your audience to it. Anytime one person writes a letter to a studio or a network, that one letter is representative of 1,000 people who did not take the time to write and say they enjoyed, or write and say they complained. So 20 letters, that's 20,000 people represented to a network. So if you see something on TV and you think it's harmful, write a letter. It can be short and sweet. Just thought you should know your show is insulting. It's not good. I'm ashamed it's on television. Have a nice day. Boom. Or I love this show. Thank you so much. A breath of fresh air. Have a nice day. That's all you have to write, and then they listen. Believe me, they're so paranoid about losing their jobs and losing an edge, they listen. But one letter is representative of 1,000 people. Just keep that in mind.
You think we'll be able to see some real sitcoms and some real television art as opposed to reality shows? Is it going to be a 360 turn one of these days, one of these years, one of these months?
Absolutely. And I think television is going to come back with a freshness. The good thing about what the future holds is there's cats like you who come from a different walk of life. You got the music vibe going. You got all this other experience going. And a brother or a sister can grab a camera that's HD and shoot their own stuff. And those people are going to come up with the new, fresh ideas, so these studios can stop doing remakes, because a lot of the cats that have run studios now, they're not even from the studio system. They're from, they're accountants and all this stuff, so they can't think. So they look at the numbers that were generated from Gone with the Wind, for example, and now they want to remake Gone with the Wind because
Right.
they don't know what the heck they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So, I look forward to your listeners grabbing cameras and using their laptops and cutting together and telling their own stories, because that's where the new juicy stuff is coming from. And
Right.
it's coming, trust me.
And I think as long as it's done with passion and it's from the heart, right? I mean, you can never lose if you're doing something and you're passionate about it from the bottom of your heart and you want to get it out to the people. Correct?
Absolutely. I encourage people who are listening to tell your story. Tell your story. Don't try to tell a story similar to something you saw. Tell your story. That's what's real. That's what's fresh, and that's what's up, and that's the future.
What about the younger actors and actresses and the people that want to get behind the camera to do just to either follow in your, be an inspiration in general, as far as they want to not just follow in your footsteps, but they want to do, a lot of things similar to what you've accomplished in your career. What can you tell the young men and women, even the little boys and girls out there that's trying to find their way into a very crowded room as far as acting in general and directing for that matter?
Well, I think the one thing I want people to give heed to is that acting is, there are going to be fewer actors in the future because computers and software are now enabling filmmakers to do things like this. The biggest star in Japan, the hottest actor in Japan, looks like a real person, but it's not a real person. It's a computer-generated character that looks like a real human being. And people think it's people who would see it without knowing that would go, who's that guy? Well, the studios own that guy forever because they created him. So that's where the future of filmmaking is going, partially.
Mm-hmm.
So I encourage people to learn as much as they can about storytelling, because the most important thing is to have a script story, because that's your foundation.
Right.
And everything builds from there. So learn to write and learn to produce, learn what it takes to make a film or a television show, because the Internet's going to open up to all the people that are listening to your show.
Mm-hmm.
The Internet is going to open up, and they'll be able to see how powerful the Internet is. It's going to take it away from television, and television is eventually going to join the Internet, and they're going to play catch-up and catch-up late. I'm a writer-director on a series for YouTube right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's YouTube/Wigs, WIGS, which stands for Where It Gets Interesting, right? And Wigs is a television series that features strong female lead roles. And each webisode is 5 to 8 minutes long. And that's the future, because attention spans are too short.
Amen to that.
I'm serious. They're too
Amen
short.
to that.
And you can watch a 7 or 8 minute long movie. You can watch a couple of them maybe while you're waiting in the doctor's office.
Right.
So it'll make waiting in the doctor's office a lot more enjoyable, because you can go on and for 25 cents in the future. Right now it's free. But down the road it may be 20 cents, 10 cents, but you'll be able to watch what you want to watch. And then they'll call your name and you go on in and have your dental appointment or whatever. But that's where it's all going. We're making it more and more convenient for people to watch what they want, instead of a network telling you this is what's coming on Tuesday night, take it or lump it. You know what I mean? Lump it or leave it.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Agreed.
but the Internet will give you the power back.
Mykelti Williamson is our guest, brought to you by BubbaStyle.net. When it comes to your career, and just like a lot of people, I'm sure, I mean, it started probably with, one person giving you a shot, be it if it's on a television or a movie role. When it comes to just the aspect of when it comes to a career, it's always started by the hand of another man or another woman or another situation that falls into your lap. Nowadays that we have out here, do you feel like it's a lot of people trying to help the next man or the next woman or the next child to become great? Do you see a lot of, okay, here, take my hand, let me walk you through these steps? Do you see that more versus now versus back then?
No, I saw it more back then because you're exactly right. I'm successful in my career because I've had not just one or two, but I've had dozens upon dozens upon dozens of people who helped me. And some people helped me once, and others have helped me a dozen times. But it all adds up, and it all equals success. But you gotta remember that the law of receiving is to give. You gotta help somebody else, because at some points, even if that person is not in a position or unwilling, or even if they're unwilling or unable to help you, somebody else is going to kick right into that karma that you created, and they're going to help you. So just always, always, always know that the law of Genesis is a seed produces after its own kind.
That's right.
So everything you do to help somebody else, you plant a seed for you to receive help. And that's just how it goes. And anytime you're working on whatever it is, if you work right now for the phone company, don't say anything negative about the phone company.
Right.
Don't be one of those griper, complainer people. Don't do that because you're cursing your own career. Close your mouth. If you don't like the job, get another job. But stop fussing because you're fortunate. They can get another person to replace you in a split second.
Exactly.
You're fortunate you have a job. So stop grumping, quit tripping like that, and just stop complaining. Never complain about your boss behind their back. That's foul. And it's going to come back on you if you do it. It's going to come back.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. I always feel like Michael T. that especially when you are out there, it's always to be destined that we all are in this to be able to help others, to be able to do more for each other, not just for yourself. I mean, I always felt like this world was built, or it has to be built on unselfishness. That's the only way that we can all evolve and we can all be able to get stronger as a unit as if we all do this. Of course, you got to make sure that you clean up your own house and deal with your own issues and take care of your own family so you can be able to handle your own business on the outside world, of course. But, to me, it's like that in business. It's like that career-wise. It's like that in the household. It's like that marriage-wise. We all see this, right? But a lot of people just dumb, deaf, and blind, man. They just can't hear it or see it or touch it or smell it or whatever, right?
Right, absolutely. It's you know what, you have a lot of wisdom, which is why I'm sure you are successful, because you've taken your life lessons and you've grown and learned from them, and you keep it all positive, and you know that you are blessed to be a blessing.
Absolutely.
You're not blessed so you can floss and go get the new Bentley and then have, spend $60,000 getting it customized and, dumb stuff like that.
Exactly.
That's not, I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you. I can afford to drive anything I want, and I drive a PT Cruiser.
There you go.
Because it sits there while I'm on the road all the time anyway. And I've had the, $75,000 truck sitting at my house, and it's sitting there, and I'm on the road 10 months out of the year, and I got $80,000, $70,000 sitting in the garage. That's dumb, man. That's money I wish I had today.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And if you spend foolishly, one day you're going to miss that money. The day is coming. One day, like my grandmother would say, the black horse is going to ride the white horse. One day. It's all going to flip.
That.
Yeah, it's all going to flip. And things that you don't think are possible are always possible. Look, we have a black president. When I was growing up, if somebody said, we used to make a joke about, you going to be the president of the United States? Ha, 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 ha. Man, Obama, whether you agree with him or not,
right?
He's a black president. And here it is. So it's no longer a joke. What you don't think is possible is always possible.
That's right.
So, just believe in yourself, and seek God's face, and be good to everybody, especially yourself.
There you go. Mykelti Williamson, our guest, High Level Radio, brought to you by BubbaStyle.net. And before I let you go, I gotta tell the people out there, yo, you know what? If you haven't went on BubbaStyle.net, all the stuff that's on there, all the visuals, it's making the brother kind of, starving right now, man. Like, I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, it's and the cool thing about it, and what I wanted to tell you, thank you for, is making it gluten free, because I have a daughter that's really high level allergic to a lot of different things.
Yes.
So the fact that you do have gluten free attached to your spices and things like that makes it even more worthwhile. So I definitely want to appreciate for you looking out for the high allergy type of people out there.
That's great, man. I appreciate you. And yes, the products at BubbaStyle.net are all natural, like the ones our grandmother used to make.
That's right.
When our great-grandmothers and grandmothers made seasoning, they made it at home, and it's homemade seasoning. And we have a co-packer, but they're blending the spices according to my formulas, and then, my family, we actually ship them out. So if you drop me a note, I'll return a note to you in the box, because that's how I roll. You know what I mean? I reach out and touch you right back.
There you go.
Yeah, but there are no allergens, no glutens, and our stuff is so low in sodium. I'll give you an example. There's a couple of tasty seasonings that I grew up eating. One is called Old Bay, and the other is called Lowry's. Now, Old Bay is 160 milligrams of sodium per quarter teaspoon, and Lowry's is 380. It's either 380 or 360 per quarter teaspoon, and Bubba Style is 10.
Wow.
So it's very low in sodium and it's big on taste. You will not miss the salt, because there's salt there, but it's so little. When the herbs are blended a certain way, you don't miss the salt. The reason people use salt is because they know they cheated on giving people enough herbs.
Right.
So they put the salt on for the flavor. But Bubba Style's got the flavor anyway.
There you go. Hey, like you said, something your grandma could do, make sure she would love it. So, hey, spice up your food, Bubba Style, baby.
That's
spice
right.
It up, baby.
That's right. That's right. And a lot of our clients are restaurants and church folks.
Okay.
So,
okay. So is this right? Is this right now? Is this basically you just doing it grassroots right now? And then is this something that a lot of people out there, they can go to your website, they can order it and have it delivered to wherever, right?
Right.
Not just in the States, but worldwide.
Anywhere.
All across the universe, right?
Right. Anywhere FedEx goes, you can get your Bubba Style. So,
Okay.
just go on BubbaStyle.net. We're looking to secure BubbaStyle.com. I'm negotiating with the guy who holds it right now, because he's doing nothing with it. So, but we're right now at BubbaStyle.net. So just go there and put your order in and drop me a note. If you can sign up for email so we can keep you abreast of sales, and because Christmas, we're going to do something really special for Christmas and Thanksgiving. So
very cool.
Check us out.
Very cool. You can also follow this gentleman right here if you go on Twitter, twitter.com/Mykelti, MykeltiWMson. I know you're real. You're starting to get real active on Twitter. I've been checking you.
Yeah. Thanks to Sasha, man. She kind of hit me to the world of Twitter, and it's a lot of fun, man. I'm telling you.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. What I'm actually going to do tonight is make sure that I put an actual link to BubbaStyle.net onto my website, so I can be able to share this with everybody. But I'm just saying, the people out there listening, if you actually go to that website right now, you're gonna keep your eyes glued on it, because it's gonna make you feel like I feel right now, which is I need to go eat something, man. I need to go do that.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you so much. I'm so proud of you for doing a positive thing and building your own brand, because that takes mental muscle, and I'm really, really proud of you, man. I've got my chest poked out right now. I'm so pleased at your success. I don't know what to do.
Man, you know what? You say you're proud of me, but I'm proud of you, because, before you even knew me, like, inspiration by your craft of acting and doing what you do. I mean, a lot of people such as yourself, probably don't know a lot of people out there like me before we cross paths, but I got to tell you, inspiration definitely comes from the people that give good work, and you put that out there for not just me, but for everybody worldwide out there to be able to take a look at what your passion is. And to me, I can't thank you enough for that.
Wow. Well, thank you so much. I'm so privileged to be with you. Like I said, I thank you for doing what you do, and you keep it up and let me know when I can come back, and I'll come back and stop by for a visit.
Hey, you can come back anytime, and as long as I get a chance, like, I don't know, I think every day now, I think I'm probably just going to go on BubbaStyle.net just to be able to see what's there now. Like, you just got me hooked on the website.
Well,
Kid you not.
send me a note, and then I'll be sure to get some spices out to you so you can talk about your taste bud experience on there.
No doubt. I'm actually following you on Twitter right now, and our team's been pushing and promoting for you heavy on Twitter also, and I can't thank you enough, man. So definitely come back, hang out with me anytime, and of course, if there's anything that you need, we got your back and we got you covered here.
Cool. I have one request.
Yes, sir.
There's a song I like. I don't know if you do old school hip hop, but it's called "I Get Around." That's Tupac and Digital Underground. "I Get Around." Kick that for me, man.
You know what? Let me see here. Just because, let me see if I got that on my switchboard for you. But I'm a big major Tupac fan too. So, that's one of those things where, while we're at it, what's in your CD player right now?
I've got all kinds of stuff. I've got some Average White Band. I've got some Kanye West. I've got some Snoop. I just mix it up, man. I mix it up. I keep it mixed. I've even got a little Frank Sinatra up in there, man, because it depends on the mood,
Hey, it ain't nothing wrong with that. Not at all. Not at all. Especially nowadays, I always feel you gotta switch it up, and you gotta you gotta do something nowadays. You can't just just go off and just keep listening to rap all day. You gotta switch it up.
That's right. Before I got on the phone with you, I was listening to Miguel, with the track "All I Want Is You." Man,
okay.
I love that track, man. That kid's so funky, it's just ridiculous.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, that's perfect. Well, you know what? I'm gonna put it on my switchboard and make sure I get it at the bottom or the top of this hour coming up.
Okay,
so
cool.
I got you covered. But
cool.
I am gonna play a classic, OG Tupac until the end of time, which is real powerful. So I'm gonna run that off for you right now. Mykelti Williamson, man, I can't thank you enough, brother.
My pleasure. Thanks to your audience, man. It's so nice to spend time with you guys. I look forward to seeing you soon.
All right, blessings to you.
All right, you too.
Thank you for listening to the #1 radio station for the people.
Nexxlegacy Radio.